Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champions. Already a loaded team. Jalen Hurts, Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Is there room for improvements? They made a few moves in free agency. And Washington Commanders made the playoffs last year. Played for the conference championship for the first time in 33 years. Meanwhile, Dallas, America's team, almost an afterthought. How about the Giants? We've got Jameis Winston, Tommy DeVito, Russell Wilson. That got that third pick overall in the draft coming up. Maybe they don't take a quarterback and it's Sanders. Pass on that. Take the best player in the draft, Travis Hunter. Match him up with neighbors. That'll be a team. And have Russell Wilson throwing the moon balls to him. Let's get started. Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. Let's get started with Philadelphia here. Bring out the quarterbacks. Of course, Jalen Hurts, sixth quarterback in fantasy, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Got him back. They did sign DTR here, right? Brought him in that trade. Actually, he was in there with that trade for Kenny Pickett. So he'll probably be the backup here. And we go ahead and bring up who they lost, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett goes over to the Browns. I think that's a move to, hey, let Kenny Pickett go over there and have his team. Kenny Pickett. He was a first-round pick back in 2022. So he'll get a chance maybe over there. He's certainly not going to get it here with Jalen Hurts. So good for him. Let's go out and bring out their running backs. Of course, they got Barkley here too. Not many moves needing to be made here. Got Shipley back. He'll probably be the immediate backup. They brought in Dillon. A.J. Dillon. Had no points last year. Kind of out and in with Green Bay last year, hurt. So, and they have this Price. He back with them. So he's under contract. So let's go ahead and bring out their receivers. You can see nobody signed other than their own players, other than this Dillon. Here is somebody they're going to let go. They've got A.J. Brown back, Smith, Jahante Dotson can be their number 3. Got him back. All these are already were under contract. They did lose here at running back Kenneth Gainwell. He went to Pittsburgh. Have a chance there to be maybe number 2. Good luck for him over there. So they lost him, but with Barkley, everything going on schedule there. So let's go ahead and bring out their tight ends. No changes there too. Although they was some changes. They brought in Kyler Granson from the Colts. They brought him in, signed and flashed his skills at receiver sometimes. So see how he does there. So that's about it for Philadelphia. Like we said, no real changes. Hey, you win the Super Bowl, you don't have to. Added a couple tight ends. Harrison Bryant comes in, 86 yards. So no real big moves here. Lost Paris Campbell at wide receiver. Didn't really do much. So let's go over to Washington. See where Washington's at. Bring out their quarterbacks. Of course, who we all know. Jaden Daniels, 5th quarterback in fantasy last year. Great year for him. Rookie year. Look at all those points. 891 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns. That's Lamar Jackson kind of running. And 25 passing touchdowns, finished 5th. So that's a good place to start there at quarterback. They re-signed Marcus Mariota. They brought him in, gave him $8 million for 1 year. Was a former 2nd-round pick back in the day, 2015. Let's bring out their running backs. And they've got a couple blue are re-signing with their team. So the theme here with Washington is they re-sign their players. Marcus Mariota brought him back. McNichols got some spot duty last year, 4 touchdowns, 261 yards. They bring him back to a 1-year contract, 261 yards last year. So hey, he's nice. I kept hearing his name last year, and they bring back this Rodriguez. He's they tendered him, so he should be back. I don't know that someone's going to be running out and get him. So another one brought back. And here they've got Noah Brown brought back, receiver. All right, so they brought him back on a 1-year contract, reliable, was doing good before he got hurt with a rib injury. So they got him as some depth. And the big move here, of course, is Deebo Samuel. Green means they were added. Obviously, added in that trade. So he came over to the Commanders, agreed to in exchange for a 5th-round pick. That's well worth it. So they bring in him to team with Terry McLaurin. Got quite a receiving core now. Noah Brown is no slouch. Here, Jamison Crowder, he's probably expendable. And they brought back KJ Osborne. So they brought back KJ Osborne. They claimed him on waivers, re-signed him, so he's back in the fold. Let's bring out their tight ends. And a couple more blues. Blues means they re-signed with the team. That's the most I've seen of any team. Zach Ertz, important part here. Zach Ertz to a 1-year, $6 million contract. Did really good last year's really the number 2 option. And they brought back John Bates. Brought him back. 3-year contract, 61 catches. So, hey, the theme with Washington and Philadelphia, really. Philadelphia didn't have as many free agents, but Washington brought them all back. So that's the theme. Let's move on let's go on to Dallas. See how Dallas is doing. Who'd they bring in? Of course, Dak Prescott. Of course, Trey Lance isn't signed yet. So let's bring up their losses. Of course, what's their loss is Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush went to Baltimore. It's going to be their backup here. So Cooper Rush off the team. Trey Lance is up for free agency. So right now, Dak's their only quarterback. Maybe they make a little move there at quarterback in Dallas in one of the rounds. They brought in a running back. Of course, Javonte Williams comes in from Denver. Kind of been underperforming these last several years. He finished 32nd, 500 yards. Brought him in on a 1-year, $3 million contract. Let's try him out for a year. They're also trying to retread on some Miles Sanders, get some more miles out of him, huh? Bringing him in on a 1-year contract. So they're loading up on some 1-year contracts at running back. Excuse me, because that's because they lost Dowdell. Dowdell had a pretty good year last year. That's 1,300 yards from scrimmage, 5 touchdowns, finished 22nd. So he moved on, went on to the Panthers. It's almost like a trade, Miles Sanders for Dowdell. I think Dallas, they end up losing on that deal. Let's move out some. They did re-sign Turpin here at receiver. Brought him back. A 3-year, $18 million contract. Gadget player a lot of times. So they brought him back, found him important to bring back. They also brought in Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell signed off another team here. So let's go ahead and, they lost Dowdell and also Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks signed with the Saints. Going to go back to the Saints. So that's a loss. So Cooper Rush, Dowdell, and Brandon Cooks. So who'd they bring in? Javonte Williams, and Miles Sanders. Oh, and Paris Campbell. Whew. I'd say they're losing in free agency so far. Let's go ahead and bring out the tight ends. And no changes at tight ends. Ferguson comes back with 32nd tight end. So that's Dallas. Let's move to the Giants where there's some excitement. All right, let's bring out the Giants. See who they've got here. Of course, the big news. And look at all these quarterback actions. First of all, Russell Wilson's in the house, right? So they bring him in on contract. He's going to be their quarterback. Jameis Winston they'd brought in previously. Got him for only 2-year, $8 million contract. So they got these two in house, right? They got two starting quarterbacks. They'll probably let Drew Lock. Got some action last year. He's probably going to get moved. And Tim Boyle, let him go. So the two in yellow are free agents that played with the Giants last year. They're up for free agency. So we have the two signees. And they re-signed DeVito. So he's back. So they got 3 quarterbacks. So, hey, they're good at quarterback. I say they stay with what they got and wait till next year. They got Tyrone Tracy here at running back, 26th. Singletary, little disappointment last year in him. And they got Gray, so they're bringing the running backs back. They're all under contract, no big thing here. Let's bring up their losses. Of course, their big loss here is at quarterback, Daniel Jones. One more quarterback to mention. He's going over to maybe starting Indy. So, hey, he'll just one more quarterback in the New York Giants saga here. So Slayton re-signed. This Smith-Marset was re-signed. Smith-Marset re-signed him. Took a kickoff return, special teams man. They brought in little Jordan Humphrey. They brought him in. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. Isn't too little. So we'll go out and bring out their tight ends. No real changes. That Theo Johnson back. Theo Johnson was a 4th round pick last year. So maybe they'll. And they got this Manhurts. He's up. So he was a free agent anyway. So nothing to lose there. So that's a look here at the Giants. Let's hope they stick with those quarterbacks and add to that wide receiver room. Have Neighbors and that rookie. That'd be great. All right, now let's take a look at this. If you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button. Do it today. Be the first on your block. Hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up. Thank you. All right, it's that time. I need to fill my shorts. Get a short. Make a short out of this. Warning, this is a rapid repeat. Fantasy AI with your NFC East signings. Little Jordan Humphrey comes in to play wide receiver for the Giants. Jameis Winston comes in as a backup quarterback for the Giants. A.J. Dillon comes in running back. Give some depth there at running back for the Eagles. DTRs comes over in that Kenny Pickett deal. Kenny Pickett gets to go to Cleveland to be quarterback. And Marcus Mariota, a backup for the Commanders. Going to back up Jaden Daniels again. He's back. Miles Sanders comes in at running back for Dallas. And Javonte Williams too. Which of those can replace Ricky Dowdell, lost in free agency? How about Deebo Samuel coming in for Commanders? New toy for Jaden Daniels to play with. And a good reliable one, too. Here's Zach Ertz. Important signing for them. Re-signs for the Commanders. And, of course, Russell Wilson comes in quarterback for the Giants. See if he can turn it around.